Today, I'm gonna show you how to talk to the camera like a pro. Even if you hate the way you sound, feel robotic, or just don't feel like yourself on camera. I've been making videos for 8 years, and I still have moments like this. Oh man, right in the middle of the whole video, I fucked up again. If you ever feel awkward the second that red light turns on, you're not alone. Most people think being good on camera is about being extroverted and charismatic, but that's not true. It's a skill. Just like editing, lighting, anything in life, and you can learn it. These exact techniques help me go from stiff and awkward to sounding like me. Some of these tips come from my own experience. Some of them come from speaking experts like Fenn. I don't know how to say his last name, but he's a really goofy Asian guy who's really good at speaking. Let's break it all down. Here's what you'll learn in today's video. How to warm up before filming so you sound like yourself. Why using a teleprompter actually might make you sound worse. The one mental trick that instantly makes you sound more personal. What to do with your hands without looking like a robot. The voice technique that makes you sound more confident. How to avoid sounding like you're rambling. And the mindset shift that builds long-term trust with your audience and brands. Let's get into it. Warm up before you record. Before I film anything, I just talk to the camera about my day. No pressure, I just riff. You can do this with the camera turned on or off. I personally like to do it with the camera turned on because I don't know, maybe it's just me, but there's like an added pressure, I guess, knowing that the camera's on. So it just really helps you kind of get comfortable talking in front of a camera. So maybe just talk about your morning, a random thought, something you love. This will help you get your voice warmed up and help you find a more natural rhythm when you're talking. It also gets rid of that weird formal tension that happens as soon as you turn the camera on. And here's a big mindset shift. The camera flattens emotion. So whatever energy you feel like you should bring, you should probably add about 10 to 15% more than you think. If you're teaching something, be animated. If you're sharing something emotional, slow down, breathe into it. Match your delivery to your message. Don't read, speak. One of the biggest mistakes creators make is relying too much on a teleprompter or a word-for-word script. I've done it, and every time it sounds like I'm kind of reading the news and not talking to a human. Instead of scripting everything, I now build bullet points or even slides. This gives me structure without sounding too robotic. I know my points and I speak to them, just like I would in a conversation. If you need the notes in front of you, don't hide them, own it. It's not about looking perfect, it's about being present. And when you do that, you connect way faster. Don't talk to your audience, talk to one person. Imagine your best friend, someone who's smart, creative, curious, and speak directly to them. That one mental image will make your tone a little bit warmer and your pacing a little bit more natural and your delivery more grounded. You're not broadcasting, you're having a conversation. Know your shit. Here's one of the most powerful lessons I've ever learned from Fenn. I don't know how to say his name. I'm terrible with names. Confidence is when your internal world and your external world align. If you're uncertain about what you're saying, it leaks through to your audience and your body language every time. So before you press record, make sure you understand what you're trying to say. Don't memorize it, internalize it. When you know what you're saying and why it matters, your delivery becomes automatic, grounded, and believable. Build trust, not ego. A lot of creators chase authority. They want to sound like they know everything. But you know what builds a long-term connection? Trust. Not ego, not trying to be impressive, just being real. Just being your authentic self. And sometimes that's really tough because being in the camera world, I don't know, it's different, right? And when you prioritize trust, not only do people stick around, but brands start trusting you too. And that's why this video was made possible by Envato. Envato is sponsoring today's video, but they're not just a sponsor. They're a part of my actual creative workflow. They offer unlimited downloads to stock footage, motion graphics, music, templates, all under one license. And they have a brand new AI lab feature. Oh my God, you can do anything with video, photo, you can brainstorm ideas. It's pretty insane. You can use all of the assets you download for personal and commercial use, not only during your subscription, but after your subscription ends, which is awesome. If you want to level up your content, Envato is a cheat code. And to be honest with you guys, I was doing the month to month and I eventually ended up spending more money doing the month-to-month subscription. So you're just better off doing the annual. I'm being completely honest with you. Like, save yourself some money, do the annual, and forget about it. I'll drop a link down in the description for you to check it out. Now back to it. The power box. Let's talk about hands. If you have too much movement, it's distracting. But if you have no movement at all and you're just sitting here, it's really awkward and it feels kind of like the person's insecure, right? It's just boring. Use what is called the power box. It's from chest to belly, about shoulder width apart. That is your gesture zone. Now it's kind of hard with this microphone here, so I have been kind of going out here like this, but some tips are open your hand. I keep hitting the microphone. Open your hands when you're explaining. You can finger point or use small gestures to emphasize clarity, or hold still for an emotional weight. Intentional body language helps your message land, and it makes you more grounded and in control. Now, sometimes if you're thinking about using your hands, it becomes like way too much, and then all of a sudden you forget kind of what you're talking about. So some things that you can practice is just simply starting off with talking about something that's really big or expanding, or something that's really small, or going from point A to point B to point C and then back to point A. You can kind of just like mess around trying to come up with things that just feel natural. Don't think about it too much. And as you can see, I'm just naturally doing this, I guess. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's weird, but just practice small little things like that. It makes a huge difference. This might be uncomfortable, but it does work. If you have a video of yourself talking to the camera already, perfect. If you don't, well, just go set up your camera and talk to the camera like you would just any other day. Talk about something that you love, something that you're passionate about. Don't worry about how it looks. That has nothing to do with that. We just want to analyze how you feel and look on camera. First, watch yourself with the sound off. Then, listen to your video with your eyes closed. What's up guys, Jamie Fenn here, and welcome to my ultimate masterclass on how to film and edit an epic car video. When you have no audio on, do your gestures and expressions feel engaging? Then, if you watch it with no video and just listen to the audio, does your voice sound confident, warm, and alive? Now here's one of my favorite vocal techniques straight from Fenn. Oh God, I'm never gonna say his name right. Tonality in your voice speaks volumes. A lot of you will start out talking about a story, and then you'll go from one point to another point, and then all of a sudden you'll start talking about something else. And the person that's watching you is gonna be like, when is this gonna fucking end? Because you're not ever ending on a down point. You're never really getting your point across. So here's an example. I really love recording videos, but it's really tough sometimes. You see what I did there? Speak on an up and land on a down. I really like making videos, but it's really tough sometimes. That vocal control creates weight. It makes you sound thoughtful and trustworthy. Break the run-on habit. Here's one of the easiest ways to sound more confident instantly. Don't speak in like one long, never-ending sentence that just rambles and eventually loses all of its power. Instead, break it up. Use short, intentional sentences. Let your words breathe. Silence is a tool. It adds weight to what you are saying. It creates rhythm, and it gives the audience time to absorb your message. Pause, land your point, then move on. Embrace imperfection. If you trip over a word or scratch your nose or laugh mid-sentence, don't cut it, keep it. That's the moment someone connects with you. Because perfection doesn't build trust, personality does. Mistakes, pauses, and ums, they're not flaws, they're just features. So don't necessarily cut them out of your videos. You want to keep some authenticity there, you know? Now, I understand a lot of you will say and that kind of comes with the earlier chapter, knowing your stuff. But there's also a little tip here that will help you as well when trying to get your message across. The reason we say and is because our brains are going so fast and we're speaking so fast that we get to the point of our next sentence or our next point and we go and So a great way to avoid the ands and ums is to just slow down what you're saying. You don't have to always just be talking a million miles an hour and then try to get your point across. Just slow down, talk to the camera, talk about your subject or whatever it is, and just slowly talk about it. And then that way you'll just come across way more natural and you don't have to worry about fucking up. So yeah, just slow down, breathe, and just let the magic happen. You're not boring, you're not awkward, you're just untrained. And that's great news because training and practice, that you can do. So here's your challenge. Film a 30-second clip using one of these techniques. Talk about anything, your day, a creative idea, something that just lights you up, something that you're passionate about. Then review it like I talked about earlier in the video. See what works. And if you're feeling brave, go ahead and post it. Or if you want, you can DM it to me and I'll give you some constructive criticism. And don't forget, you have something worth sharing. Let's help you say it like you mean it.